Oh man, y'all, you can't make this up. What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. As you all can see, recently I've made some lighthearted videos, but due to certain circumstances that are now taking place throughout the NBA, this video is going to be a serious video. It's time for one of my serious talks that I have on this channel. I have many of them on this channel, right? And it's time for me to address the attempted buck breaking of Mr. Kyrie Irving. Now, I know a lot of you all are going to criticize me. You're going to say, well, Kanye West faced similar type of criticism. Well, he faced similar type of backlash from the Jewish community for comments that people deemed anti-Semitic. And why didn't I provide coverage for Kanye West? Why did I not extend this type of grace to Mr. Kanye West? My Chicago brother, my fellow Chicago brother, why didn't I put on the cape for Kanye? The reason why I did not put on the cape for Kanye is because I myself, I can't speak for nobody else, but I can't be on code with black people who aren't on code with our community. I can't be on code with you as a black man if you're not on code with black people. I don't operate like that. I'm sorry, right? And Kanye West is not on code with the black community at all. And for anybody who denies that, you're simply in denial and you're just a Kanye West extremist or a super Kanye West fan. That's it. You know, my problem is, and I took notes on all of this. I got a whole thing of notes sitting right here. My problem with Kanye West is if I were to walk in lockstep with Kanye West and all us black folks stood in solidarity with that brother, whenever he got all his deals back that he lost, whenever all his riches came back and he felt like he was in the clear, I can guarantee you, probably a couple of months later, he was probably going to make a statement saying that something along the lines of, oh man, black people, we all have this victim mentality. We got this victim mentality. We got to get out of this victim mentality. He was going to throw us under the bus in some other way, sooner or later, because that's who Mr. Kanye West is. When he has problems trying to get into certain industries and certain fields, he goes and tries the pro-black route. He tries to act like he's this big conscious brother. He tries to tap into pre-Kardashian Kanye West to tug on our heartstrings and get us all emotionally invoked to say we got to come and protect this brother. We got to shield him from all hurt, harm, and danger. We go up and we just ride with him. Kanye, yeah, Kanye, yeah. We make up all these excuses for him throwing us under the bus time and time again. And then when he gets what he wants, he throws us under the bus once again. He does it over and over again. I can't walk in solidarity with a brother like that. With a brother that's going to shapeshift and turn code at any given time. Whenever he feel like he's up, he turn right back on us and starts spewing anti-black rhetoric. The same anti-black rhetoric that a lot of the anti-black racists spew. I can't ride with a brother like that. Some of y'all probably can. I cannot. You know? I feel like as soon as Kanye would have got his money back right, he was going to throw us under the bus in some type of way. And a good way for, they throw us under the bus, he was going to probably use that anti-black rhetoric. Again, all black people have a victim mentality. We got to get out of this victimhood. Same thing all anti-black racists say. So I can't be in solidarity with that. The same way I will never show solidarity with black men like Jason Whitlock. I don't give a damn how right he was on one topic. I don't care how, he provided some good commentary. He provided some good commentary regarding this Kyrie Irving incident. Yeah, he probably said some things right, but a dead clock is right twice a day, bro. A broken clock is right twice a day. So I'm not going to give him kudos and praise Jason Whitlock to the heavens because for once he was on the right side of history, or for once he was on the right side of black folks in this instance. I'm not praising him for that. For all the the shucking and jiving and bootlicking he's done over the years, for throwing us under the bus every single time, for making excuses for racism for all these years, I'm not reposting anything Jason Whitlock says. I'm not commending him. I'm not applauding him. I'm never going to walk in lockstep with that brother if he finds himself in trouble either, because he's done too much damage to our community, where he's thrown us under the bus way too much. He's undermined us way too much. I'm not cut to show solidarity with bootlicking Sambos who continuously undermine our progression with racist, anti-black rhetoric and ideologies. I can't do that. Doing all of that for white acceptance, I can't roll with them. I can't roll with brothers like that, you know? And furthermore, too, because people be like, you know, Kanye, you know, he's talking conscious. He tried to sound conscious because he lost that woman, right? And then he tried to use the brother man approach to make it seem like Kim was keeping his kids away from him, all because he was mad she was with another dude. And so he tried to tug on the heartstrings of black folks by saying stuff like, Kim is having my black kids on social media sites, my black children. When we know that when them kids get older and the way they growing up, they're more than likely not going to even identify as black. They're going to identify as mixed race. And so all of that, brother, you miss me with that. And you don't ride with us anyway. You just trying to pull at our heartstrings because you mad at that woman because she left you. You ain't riding with us for real. He only talk conscious, Kanye I'm talking about. He only talks conscious when it benefits him, not when it's really warranted. So he's disingenuous with his whole conscious demeanor, right? On the other hand, Kyrie Irving, that's a different type of brother. That is a different type of brother. This is a brother who has never thrown our community under the bus. He's never belittled our ancestors by saying things like slavery was a choice. Kyrie Irving has never smeared dirt on the legacy of Harriet Tubman. He's never done that. He's never produced clothing saying white lives matter, right? He's never tried to appeal to anti-black racists with sayings like white lives matter on his clothes. He's never denigrated the death of George Floyd, right? So that's a brother I can ride with, right? Not only has he not done those things, let's talk about the stuff that he has done. Kyrie Irving has done, like, throughout his career, right? He's been a charitable individual. The brother donated $1.5 million to help cover the salaries of WNBA players. He promotes black farming, develops programs to help black farmers succeed. He works with black schools to provide school supplies and reading materials to the kids. He has paid the college tuition fees for 9 HBCU students from Lincoln University. He gifted a house to the family of George Floyd. He gave $323,000 to Feeding America, along with Lineage Logistics, who put $200,000 of its own to help people deal with the coronavirus outbreak, which affected the black community in abundance, right? Kyrie Irving has always stood in solidarity with black folks. So I have no problem. Standing in solidarity with him and standing up for him during this time, right? So let's get to the matter at hand. If you haven't heard, Mr. Kyrie Irving shared a link to a movie available on Amazon called Hebrews to Negroes, which is based on a book. He shared a link to a movie available on Amazon Prime called Hebrews to Negroes, which is based on a book. Now, from what I read surrounding the book, from what I read surrounding the movie, because I haven't watched the movie, I've just read certain things. From what I read, the movie is in alignment with the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. And the premise of the movie is that black people are the true descendants of the ancient Israelite people, and black people are the original Semitic people, right? That's a notion I've heard expressed within the black conscious community for years. I've heard it expressed so many times for a long, long time. And it was even a subject of a Kendrick Lamar album. I think that was the Damn album, which Kendrick Lamar won a Grammy for, right? So this is not new rhetoric, new talk. I've heard this type of talk be cited throughout black conscious talks for a long, long time, right? And in the movie also, the premise of the movie is also that black people, one of the other premises is that black people are God's chosen people, you know? And I think when Kyrie Irving retweeted or tweeted out this link, I think he did so because Kyrie identifies with the aforementioned rhetoric and how it speaks to the upliftment and pride that black people should have in ourselves and our contributions to society. Kyrie Irving is a pro-black young man, right? I don't think the brother meant any harm at all when he tweeted out that link. I think he simply felt that parts of the documentary spoke to the upliftment of black people, which is something that he is for, especially in a time, we got all these different problems going on within the black community, and how black people have been oppressed throughout within America for a long, long, long time. I'm about to say Kanye, golly, brother's name Kyrie, Kanye, whatever, but Kyrie identifies with that. So I think that's why he tweeted out the link, because he felt that part of the documentary in his spirit about, the talks, those type of talks about black people being the God's chosen people, and black people being the true descendants of the ancient Israelite people. That speaks to pride within our community. That's what that is. It speaks to upliftment within our people. For all the things and problems we have going on in our communities, that gives a lot of black folks pride. Something that we should have within our own ethnic group. And that's what Kyrie Irving is about. And so I think that's why he tweeted that out. For black folks to have pride and to know where we come from, and so on and so forth. Now, I've never done research to see if we are descendants of the Israelite people. I haven't done the research to know if we are the true Semitic people. Or we are Semitic people. I don't know. I haven't done that research. I've heard it said time and time again, though. So, I feel like Kyrie really identified with that part of the documentary, and that he wanted to put that out there because, he wanted to speak power. He's a guy that's all about upliftment of black folks. He wanted to speak power to black people. I think that's something that he really wants to do, and he likes to do, which is why he tweeted that link, right? But the thing is, Kyrie Irving, when he asked about the documentary, he did not identify. He didn't express what within that documentary he identified with. What did he agree with in the documentary? He didn't say what part of the documentary made him tweet that out, and what he felt in that documentary was something that was profound to him, where he felt like he had to tweet that out to the masses. And because he didn't clarify that, people took him tweeting out that link and ran with it. And they chose to say that he's identifying with everything in the movie and everything that's said in there, and some things that allegedly were said in the documentary that can be negative, right? Again, I have not watched the movie, the documentary, whatever you want to call it. I have not watched the movie. But allegedly, the movie also indicates that European Jewish people have control over a vast majority of sectors in the world, such as the entertainment industry, the banking industry, and the media, etc. Right? Now, I've heard that for a long time. And honestly, a lot of this is stuff that you can look up. You can see that a lot of people within the Jewish community own a lot of these different media networks, and they have control over a lot of the banking systems. The stuff that you can look up, right? The problem is, I think the Jewish community does not like when people say that, because it would give them a label as being tyrants. And they don't like that label to be put on them, because when people say, oh, Jewish people have control of a lot of these different sectors, they don't want to be looked at and labeled as tyrants. So they associate that with anti-Semitic talks. Now, when you just say a lot of Jewish individuals have control over media networks and banks, I don't think that's anti-Semitic talk, because if you look those things up, you can find that can be true, that they have control over they run a lot of the different media networks, majority of the media networks, and you can see that they have control over a lot of the banking systems. You can see that for sure. They don't like when it's said. It seems to me that they don't like when that's said, because they feel like it's a correlation with people saying that, and with people saying that they are tyrants, right? And so they label that as anti-Semitic talk. Also, from what I'm hearing, the movie allegedly indicates that European Jewish people have ties to the slavery of black people, and that anti-black racism can be traced to Jewish texts. Now, again, I have not done my research to know if European Jewish people have ties to the slavery of my people, and I haven't done the research to know if anti-black racism can be traced to Jewish texts. I haven't done that research, and you can call me ignorant for not doing that before this video has been created. But I'm just telling you, I don't know. I will have to be enlightened and informed on if that is true or not, and be directed to specific sources, to the sources to that, right? But the movie also is alleged to have highlighted those things, and so when people see those things in there, and I guess they like, oh my God, they're making it seem like Jewish people are evil and so on and so forth. And so the Jewish community didn't like him tweeting that out, right? But if in fact the Jewish people had ties to slavery, that would just simply be a fact. I'm not saying it's a fact because I don't know. I don't know if it is, but if it is found to be a fact, then somebody would just be stating a fact, and it wouldn't be anti-Semitic if that was a thing, you know. But I'm not sure. But let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this, right? After Kyrie Irving simply just tweeted out a link to the movie, he didn't say he identifies with this, that, and the third. He just tweeted out the link to the movie. The Brooklyn Nets basketball franchise have delivered and demanded that Kyrie Irving do 6 things to return to playing basketball with the team. Kyrie Irving must apologize/condemn the movie. He must submit a $500K donation to anti-hate causes. He must go through sensitivity training. He must go through anti-Semitic training. He must meet with the ADL, which is the leading anti-hate organization in the world, created to stop the defamation of Jewish people. And he also must meet with Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, to demonstrate understanding of those things. Now, it's crazy to me. You can call me, I don't know. Am I wrong? But it's so funny that Joe Tsai has all of these obligations of Mr. Kyrie Irving and wants to hold Kyrie Irving accountable for what he feels is supporting anti-Semitic beliefs. However, it's alleged that Mr. Joe Tsai defends Muslim genocide in China, right? It is alleged that he funds the genocide, the genocide/tracking of millions of Uyghur Muslims for concentration camps in China, right? It's alleged that he funds the concentration camps for these I don't know how you pronounce it, Uyghur Muslims. It's rumored, not rumored, it's alleged, and some people even would say it's a fact, brother, that Joe Tsai funds the concentration camps for the Muslims in China. So if that ain't hypocritical, I don't know what is, brother. If you got this brother going through all these different loops and you got to demonstrate understanding, where's your understanding, brother? If you're engaging in funding concentration camps of Muslim people, of another group of religious people, wouldn't that be like, oh my, like that would be very hypocritical. And I mean, what he's doing is way worse than anything that Kyrie Irving did by tweeting out a link. If that's the case, what if Joe Tsai is funding concentration camps? I don't know that to be true. It's allegedly, y'all. I don't know, but this is what people have said, and it's the information that have been spewing all around. All these different outlets and media platforms that Joe Tsai is funding concentration camps for the Muslims in China. And if that's true, Joe Tsai, for you, the gall and temerity of Joe Tsai to really be out here demanding that Kyrie Irving do all these things and jump through all these hula hoops, when you out here engaging in way worse, like anything way worse than Kyrie Irving did by tweeting out a link. Brother, what are you doing? What, you over there funding genocide? If he's doing that, that would be like, come on, fam. You got him doing all this, and this is what you over here doing? What we're seeing now is an example of buck breaking, ladies and gentlemen. When a black man is defiant and doesn't do things the way you want him to, black men get ran through obstacles to show black people in general. But for this one, we're going to talk about we're talking about a black man. So we're going to say this. And when I'm talking about buck breaking, the buck is the black man. When a black man is defiant and doesn't doesn't do things the way that people want him to do things, that the dominant society wants him to do things, they get ran through obstacles to show that they are not in a position of power. And that's what's happening with Kyrie Irving right now. They're trying to buck break him. This is public humiliation at its finest. They are out here trying to make Kyrie Irving kiss the ring. That's what they're trying to make him do. They're trying to make him come out on bended knee and kiss the ring in order to participate in a sport he's highly skilled at, in a sport that feeds his family. They feel like this sport, Kyrie Irving needs this sport that much, they're going to make him kowtow and march him out and make these lists of demands public to shame him, to denigrate him, to demean him, which is crazy because Bill Maher, Bill Meyer, however you pronounce his name, he didn't have to go through any sensitivity training or give money to the black community when he was on TV and referred to himself as a house N-word. Bill Meyer, however you pronounce his name, when he called himself a house N-word on TV with the ER. I don't care if he even just said the N-I-G-G-A, but he said the ER. If he referred to himself as a house N-word on TV, used a word that was like a term that was used to demean my people, demean black folks, make them feel less than and inferior. I don't care if he refers to himself as that. Do you know that that's insulting beyond belief, right? He didn't have to go through any sensitivity training. He didn't have to get no money back to our community. None of that. All he had to do was apologize and it was over with, right? Riley Cooper didn't have to go through no sensitivity training after saying the N-word. He didn't have to do that. Don Imus didn't have to give money back to the black community or meet with the Congressional Black Caucus after he called a team, a women's basketball team full of black women, Rutgers University, nappy-headed hoes. He didn't have to do none of that. They didn't make him do that. Louis C.K., when he sat on that panel with Jerry Seinfeld and what's the other guy name? Ricky Gervais and Chris Rock, and he called himself an N-word. He called himself the N-word. Louis C.K. called himself the N-word in front of Chris Rock on a national TV program. Nobody made him go through no sensitivity training and get no money back to the black community and all of that. Like, for real, in most of those cases, all the person had to do was apologize. Apologize within the media and everything was okay and over with, right? So why does Kyrie Irving have to do all of this to be reinstated within the team? Why does he have to go through all these different hoops and have to do this? The brother has complete side missions and a list of chores to do to play again in the NBA. They got his brother a list of chores and side missions that you see on video games in order to engage, in order to be back with the team. That's ludicrous, man. For real, man. Again, he could have clarified what he agreed with in the documentary when he tweeted out the link. He could have done that. But nonetheless, he simply shared a link to a movie. Like, this is ridiculous. I've never seen anybody have to do all of this to be able to continue thriving in their profession before, after making remarks that people deem to be derogatory or insulting towards a group of people. I've never seen anybody have to do all of this. None. They telling Kyrie Irving to do everything but pick cotton in his list. They telling him to do everything but pick cotton, right? Now, here's the thing for me, because the Jewish community is a community that is huge in faith, right? And religious people in general tend to walk in forgiveness a lot. Am I right? Religious people in general all tend to walk in forgiveness a lot. So why can't an apology be enough for Kyrie Irving to continue playing ball, right? Why can't Kyrie Irving's apology be enough to forgive Kyrie Irving and that Kyrie can continue going on with his life and he can continue playing ball with the Brooklyn Nets? Why can't that be it, right? Why can't he be allowed to just apologize like he did and move forward and continue playing basketball or continue thriving in his respective field the same way others were allowed to continue operating within their industry after making certain remarks? Why isn't Kyrie Irving extended that same type of luxury? It's strange to me, huh? It's strange. And the Nets made this information public in order to embarrass and demean Kyrie and let the world know they are making him crawl and beg to get his job back, to make him seem less than and inferior. And if I'm Kyrie Irving, I'm demanding a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant. I know I called you. I know you called me over here to get us to win this ring, but they're not going to get me to do this, brother. They're not going to get me to do this. If I'm Kyrie Irving, I'm demanding a trade from the Nets, or I'm getting a lawyer. Because there's no way this should be ethical for me to have to go through all of this in order to play again. Like, it's like, what is going on, man? Like, and again, me knowing the way that Mr. Kyrie Irving is set up, he'll walk away from the NBA before he does all of this. He'll walk away from the league before he does all of this. And I wouldn't be mad at him at all. I wouldn't be mad one bit, because they're trying to make him be a good boy and kowtow which means to act in a subservient manner to get his job position back. And I ain't even of that ilk. I'm not of that ilk. So I can feel Kyrie, who's made millions of dollars, who's earned and helped the NBA drive in a whole lot of revenue. What? I'm not, bro. Help the Brooklyn Nets drive in a whole lot of revenue. Help the fanfare. Within it, even if he, okay, you can say, well, he ain't played that many games, but the prospect of Kyrie Irving playing is box office appeal, and it drives people to the Barclays Center to watch him play, right? Him along with Kevin Durant, but he's a big part of that. I didn't help drive millions into this organization. I'm not coming and doing all this to come back, bro. What are you doing? They got this man doing side quests like you got to do on NBA 2K in my career mode. Got him doing all of this to come back to the team, man. For real, bro. If I'm Kyrie, I'm either going to lawyer up or I'm going to demand a trade, because this shouldn't even be allowable. It shouldn't be a thing. He's already been fined at least $3 million. $3 million for his 5-game suspension. And he apologized to anyone he offended already. So again, why does he have to do all of this? They want Kyrie Irving to say specific words, and they want to break him for the world to watch. This is crazy. Police officers, they don't even have to do all of this after they kill unarmed black folks. They don't even got to do all this. All they do, they get paid leave, and then everybody calls it a day. The police department apologizes, not even the police officer. The police department apologizes, the officer gets paid leave, and they let him go. And everything is all good, and everybody act like it never happened. Police officers don't even got to do this when they kill unarmed black folks. So why the hell Kyrie Irving why is he subjected to all of this? This is crazy. Again, hell, the coaches and players who condemned Colin Kaepernick for taking the knee for police brutality against black people they weren't even asked to go through sensitivity training and none of this to really be on code, to really understand what the plight of black American people. They weren't made to understand the plight of black American people by going through sensitivity training and all this and all of that. They weren't made to do all of that. They weren't made to do none of that. They weren't made to do that. Like, this is crazy. This is beyond overkill. And y'all know it, and they know that. They know that. So at this point, Kyrie Irving, listen, brother, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. You come from a strong family. Your father, Drederick Irving, raised you the right way. I know your mother passed away at a young age. You got good family support. And a lot of folks within the black community are riding with you, right? And I'm going to ride it out with you, Kyrie Irving. I'm going to ride it out with you, brother. Just like your fellow New Jersey brother, Jay Williams, is doing. And shout out to Jay Williams, because it takes a lot of courage to be on ESPN and talk the way he's talking in defending Kyrie Irving on his social media platform consistently. And he did it on television as well. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of heart to do that. It takes a lot of heart to do that. And a lot of brothers from Duke, a lot of them be getting clowned as being corny, so on and so forth and all that. But that brother, that takes a lot of heart. You got to be built of a certain ilk to do that. And I commend Jay Williams. You know, he's listening to the black community, what the black community is feeling, how people are feeling about how they doing this to Kyrie Irving. They making the demands public for everybody to see. He listening to that. He like, I'm hearing what my black people are saying and how they trying to buck break him. That ain't right. That's not okay. These other people who have said malicious things about black folks, people that had blackface on, Sarah Silverman or something like that had blackface on, she didn't have to go through no sensitivity training and give money back to the black community, because we know we need it within our communities. You ain't got to do all that. They don't never have to do that. Meet with the Congressional Black Caucus. They don't got to do none of that. But Kyrie Irving has to do that? Jay Williams speaking truth to power, and I'm going to say this too, right? I'm very disappointed in my brother right here. Y'all know, that's my favorite player. I've spoken about it on this channel time and time again. That's my dog. My favorite player, hands down. I've been a fan since he first came in the league. I always love when he speaks up about police brutality against black folks, when he talks in our favor, when he speaks about certain things that are ailing our community. I always ride with him because he's been, criticized for doing it all the time. People hate when LeBron James speak out in support of the black community and all of that. And they always say LeBron. Recently, they were always saying LeBron only speaks out for black folks. He don't speak out for stuff that happened in China. He don't speak out for this and that. He only speak out for black folks, and they were trying to drag him through the mud. But them comments that he made about Kyrie Irving are unacceptable. They're unacceptable. And I don't even got the direct quote from LeBron in front of me. But nah, bro, I didn't like that. I didn't like that, bro. Now, Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley said certain things, but that's expected. It's expected. I already knew I told y'all who Shaq was a long time ago. Shaq, one of the most dominant force to ever play in the NBA. He's a giving and charitable person. But we know what Shaq be on. Shaq be kowtowing all the time. He really is a person who allows for anti-black rhetoric to be seeped into the community, and he regurgitates it a lot. When Colin Kaepernick went out and made his stance and was kneeling in support or to give awareness to police brutality against unarmed black people, when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, do you know Shaquille O'Neal, instead of applauding that brother and saluting that brother and saying he respects it, he comes out and say, well, why you wasn't doing that before? Why you want to do it now? To question the integrity of Colin Kaepernick. Are you serious, brother? Like, why wasn't he doing it before? Because people grow, brother. People evolve. People evolve, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Like, the same way that Malcolm X evolved from Detroit Red. I'm not comparing Colin Kaepernick to Malcolm X in any type of way at all. But I'm saying people evolve from what they used to be. So you're going to berate him and try to down him and criticize him because he wasn't doing this the entire time? As if we all are the same people we once were 5 years ago. 10 years ago. We're not always the same person. We grow, we evolve, and Colin Kaepernick was showing that he was growing and evolving before he even took a knee, with him sharing Muslim things on his page, so on and so forth, showing he was walking in a different faith. He was aligning with pro-black rhetoric before that even happened. But Shaq didn't pay attention to that. He wanted to criticize Colin Kaepernick and try to suggest that he wasn't genuine. So Shaq doesn't surprise me. Charles Barkley doesn't surprise me at all. At all. Because Charles preaches respectability politics, and he also says, "What about black on black crime when black folks are killed by when black people are killed by police officers?" Charles is the first one to scream, "What about black on black crime?" So he doesn't surprise me. But with LeBron, brother, nah, I was disappointed for real. And a lot of y'all gonna say you shouldn't surprise you because LeBron is a lifetime Nike athlete. All these brothers got endorsements and all of that. All of them do. All these dudes in the NBA and all, they all got their ties and endorsements. Several of them got lifetime deals. LeBron has spoke for black folks a whole lot. But in this instance, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, man. That wasn't okay. That wasn't cool. That ain't something I with. That's not something I ride with, bro. He got to clean that up. He got to clean that up and come back around and and fix that. And it really can't really be. He already said what he said at first, so people gonna look at him as a backtracker at that point. But he should have, because he should have known that they were gonna ask him about this, and he should have had something prepared for him to say when they asked him, because it was gonna come. And he should have been prepared. And if I was LeBron James, all LeBron had to do was say, "Man, you know what? Kyrie Irving is a great brother, a very good brother. He's not a bad person. He's not a malicious person. He's not a hateful person. I know that brother, and I know all the good he does for a whole lot of people, not just black folks, Native American people, which he has ancestry with due to his mother, right? He does good things for a whole lot of people. Whole lot of people. I don't think that brother meant anything wrong or anything bad when he tweeted out that link. I think he tweeted out that link because there are some things, allegedly, there are some things in that documentary that align with the upliftment of black people and the pride that black people should take in our contributions in society. But anything negative that people can point to, negative, that can be labeled as anti-Semitic or whatever, Kyrie Irving, I don't think Kyrie is about none of that. He's a good brother. He's a good brother all the way around. And I don't think he should be condemned for tweeting that out, because I know where his heart lies. And I know he didn't mean any harm. He only meant to inspire and uplift black community that has been oppressed for a long time, or something like that. He could have said something like that, right? He could have said, "Man, he ain't no bad brother." That's the same thing that the same thing people were saying for Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan was on the phone telling his friend that when his daughter Brooke Hogan was dating a black man, he said she's dating an N-word. Why she couldn't? I can see if it was a 6'8", 6'9" N-word, some like basically some supernatural N-word, but a regular N-word. Why is she dating an N-word? He was saying it all, calling him with in the N-word with the hard ER. I don't care if it's with the A, right? Either way, if it was Nigga or Nigger, it's the same thing, right? But the way he was sounding, it was sounding even more redneck racist type the way he was saying it. She got to be with a supernatural N-word if she going to be with an N-word, a big 6'9" out, like a super athletic, amazingly athletic black dude to be with a black dude, not a regular N-word. When he was on the phone saying stuff like that, all of his comrades came out and supported him. Man, he didn't mean that. He's a good person. He hasn't been racist at all to me. He don't got one racist bone in his body. Even black folks was coming out and saying that, right? Hulk Hogan's not a bad guy. He's a good person. He's an amazing guy. He helped me with this, that, and the third. He's an outstanding guy. He's a good guy. You got to give him a chance. You got to just give him a chance. They were saying stuff like that for Hulk Hogan, right? And he was saying, he said and did things. He said things. Kyrie Irving didn't even say anything. He didn't say anything. He tweeted out a link. So Hulk Hogan said some malicious, real, disrespectful, denigrating stuff about black folks. And they still came to his aid and stood in solidarity with him. So LeBron James could have did the same thing with Kyrie Irving. For real. Y'all know LeBron, my favorite athlete. That's my boy. Nah, I'm not cool with that. Nah. He should have took a way different approach. Because I got a lot of respect for Kyrie Irving. You know, that brother is a real thoroughbred type brother. You know? And I know he didn't mean no harm or no malicious intent. You know, I don't think that brother got that up in him. That brother is just for black folks and for uplifting black people. And for passing on knowledge and passing on any type of rhetoric that can be uplifting towards us in times where we've been oppressed for the longest of time. Not in the exact same way that our ancestors were. We know we've evolved from those times, but we still face oppression in many different ways. From us having terrible schools within the districts that we live, you know, not having grocery stores in our communities, you know, police brutality, getting killed while we unarmed, all these different things, gentrification, all of that. It's so many different things that we have to face. A lot of different things, man. Trying to get your house appraised. It's appraised for $3,000. The white family come in and it's appraised for $700,000. Things like that. Systemic racism is still a thing for black folks. So in a time when we are facing those type of things, Kyrie Irving is the type of person to say, look, I know what we going through, black folks. I know what we face within this country. Kyrie recognizes I, as an athlete, I was able to do tremendous things to be able to change the circumstances for my family. But he also probably tweeted out that link because in that movie, it contains some things for black pride and black upliftment that he felt probably needed to be heard amongst black folks to keep our spirits high in certain things. And that's why I feel like he tweeted out that link. I don't think he meant anything malicious. This whole thing is absurd and ridiculous for how they doing Kyrie Irving. Peace.